All right, and we are off.
Mario.
God, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really nice matchup.
Definitely one that is easy to sleep on as well. Flixer and manXmud, not super household names this part in the Mario 64 history books, but honestly should be. manXmud's been in pretty much every tournament I could possibly imagine for the last 18 billion years. Flixer as well, both really high-level competitors. Been doing this a long time, and they generally show up to play, so let's see what comes to pass here as they both jump out of the pipe.
Coming in for the LBLJ setup here. Flixer doing a more precise turnaround setup. Even having a little trouble past that, but his BLJ connects despite the extra time, and manXmud even taking a long extra time trying to maneuver around the castle with that high, or I guess extremely low speed, high backward speed. So Flixer is actually going to have a lead here despite having a slower initial LBLJ setup. So slow and steady, perhaps. Gonna give him the lead here.
I sure hope that people are thinking during the commentary today that he could do a better job than me, Thero, because I'm quite literally eating breakfast right now. I thought we had commentary situated, so I poured a bowl of cereal, and you can't let that get too soggy, you know. Once the cereal like reaches collateral, like milk sogginess, it becomes inedible unless you're a lunatic and or a psychopath.
That's true. It is important to optimize the serial workflow. manXmud now entering the Dark World fight. Flixer close on his tail. Bowser Dance not coming out for either player. We'll see how the spins go. Both getting pretty nice ones, but manXmud saving a small fraction of time here. But it's very, very close, especially for a 16 star. So, as we mentioned, it's going to be the small things that kind of make the differences in this matchup between two titans of the game.
Yeah, both leaving with a sub 3 out of Dark World. No easy feat in a race. And I gotta say one more thing on the commentary, or the cereal topic rather, is that the most major downside here is that there's raisins in the cereal. So it gets like, when you get the raisins like stuck in your teeth, like try to talk with raisins stuck in your teeth. It doesn't work very well. Kind of inefficient.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. And we at Cool Cat Gang try to maintain max efficiency at all times. So, I mean, Saren, though, eating and commentating at the same time, it's definitely saving him some time overall. Multitasking is always a good thing.
Yeah, task overlap, I think it's called.
Exactly. Classic texture setup from both runners. manXmud rather, taking a little bit extra longer to set up, and it's gonna be an exact sync here as they enter the stage. Right together.
Raisin Bran is next level. I gotta say, Raisin Bran is like top tier cereal. They don't have Raisin Bran here, so I gotta settle for Raisin Granola, which is pretty good. I'm digging it. But yeah, I guess we could talk about the race a little bit, where both racers are Nail and Womps here. Both head to head, going toe to toe, no big problems, no big errors. But we'll see if that continues for the rest of the run. We're gonna be heading downstairs here shortly. Oh, a nice little ground pound there for Flixer.
Yeah,
to sync things up.
Losing him his double jump this time save, unfortunately. Doesn't land his side flip either. That's going to cause him to get a low grab on the tree.
Yeah, I was actually in Hey Pando's stream yesterday, talking about what the chat's talking about here, and K-Panda was talking about buying a fake mustache, but over his mustache, which I thought was very next level, so to speak. Some might say ultimate.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's certainly a good strategy for comedic value.
Hopefully there's no comedy happening here in SSL, though, so this bomb is going to be tough for both players to not only grab, but make this Tama work. Tama dive working out for both, though, making it over the gap and into the pyramid. Both players just making this game look super easy.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful gameplay so far from both players. When they do make mistakes, they are immediately matched by something else on the other side. So extremely close. I mean, into basement here. This star shouldn't cause too much trouble for either runner, hopefully. Fly Guyla's not coming out from either, as would be expected.
Yeah, Chatter's getting nervous. I'm getting nervous. I mean, when races are going this well for both players, the question's got to be who makes the big fail first, right? Because you know someone's going to die somewhere. They're going to burn their booty in Fire Sea, miss a cycle. You know, the BLJs might be a little bit tricky. Front sub could be a problem. There's way too many variables in 16 star where we see a, you know, 1-to-1 perfect runs straight off the bat. I don't believe it. Where is the mess up going to happen?
Yeah, this is certainly one of the cleanest races on both sides I've seen in quite a while. Like no pillarless fail is where I was starting to get really surprised, because that can cause some issues even for people very familiar with it. And we're synced back up due to a manXmud bonk.
So a little bit of differentiation here, going for Bully on the side of Flixer. manXmud grabbing 8 reds first. 8 reds probably a little bit more standard, but really doesn't matter here what you go for first. I think the only really questionable play would be going for like side hop first, or excuse me, volcano star first, because if you go on the volcano first and you have a meltdown on side hop, you don't really have that option of going to another star, right? If you do side hop last, for example, like you're just locked in. You gotta do side hop, and once you run out of life, like what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. And even then, barring the life issues, like it can be uncomfortable to do that triple jump wall kick without your camera setup that you're used to. And it's possible to reset it and be used to it, but the trick is certainly much easier when you're initially going for it with the beginning that you're used to.
Yeah, and manXmud actually opting to go for lava boost here. So a very slight time save over the potential elevator tour we will see out of Flixer. But let's see what star we choose is. It is going to be that elevator tour. So manXmud didn't have the cleanest pole skip movement, so I don't think it really ended up saving him any time, but certainly risky and swaggy out of manXmud.
That it is. We're going to see reds coming out from Flixer here shortly, as manXmud will be entering Bully, right? Yeah. Now Flixer exiting the stage with a slight lead. Lethal Lava Land going a little bit better for him. Overall, into the Hazy Maze Cave. Triple box jump. GTM slide. Lots of small things that could be seen as muscle memory, but in a race this close.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the two big ones,
step.
but like, we see people die in emergency exit. Like, let's be honest. Like, no star at this stage is technically free. They feel like it sometimes, and when you hit the triple box jump, you're like, ah, this is easy. But then all of a sudden you miss it, and it's like, all right, I just tried triple box jump 7 times in a row. Everybody's watching, and then you start panicking, and then you throw the controller on the ground and cry.
Yeah, it's a truly unfortunate circumstance, especially given the current scape of the controller economy with Nintendo 64 controllers, whether you be a HoriPad user or an OEM. It's certainly a tough time to be throwing your controller on the ground, so playing well is the optimal way to avoid any sort of financial issues.
Jason, I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations that before me. I've never ever cried during a Mario 64 race. Never happened. Move on. Flixer and manXmud both nailing emergency exit, both nailing the Toad Star too. So one more star to grab. Really impressive they managed to grab that Toad Star. That could be very tricky for some. Toad's a strong character.
Hey, he is. He can cause a lot of issues. I mean, if you start punching him into the face, he ruins your pace. You're just trying to get out of the place that is Hazy Maze Cave. You know, it's really tough.
I don't know. I mean, when Toad starts fighting back, dude, I don't know. They need to add Toad to Smash Bros. He needs to get his revenge on Mario.
Yeah, for real.
Kind of weird that Toad already isn't in Smash. Like, we have Minecraft Steve in Smash Bros. Like, come on, where's the love for Toad? Then like Mario Kart, Mario Party. Nowhere to be seen in Super Smash Brothers. Weird.
Yeah, dude, he's relegated to Peach's dress. And manXmud actually missing the Mips grab here. That's gonna be causing some issues for him. Has to even go for a slower slide back up. Didn't quite have enough speed and angle there. So Flixer gonna be having his first significant lead of the race here. And I say significant, and it's less than 10 seconds. So speaks to the consistency and skill level of these players.
Yeah, it's kind of the story of how these races might just go, because, I mean, you don't get down to a low 15 without being absolutely cracked at the game. Flixer popping into DDD first, but let's see what front sub has to bring. I don't know, Flixer lining up a little bit far to the right here. It might be a rear sub from Flixer, which I don't think is a bad call. We've seen insane gamers have absolute front sub meltdowns, so I think it's a fair bet to go to the front of the sub here.
Yeah, so a little bit of strat divergence here. We'll see if... And Flixer's in the lead, so I don't think we'll see too much of a difference here, yeah. manXmud gonna be hitting that front sub first try, so that's a couple seconds. Oh, I missed star dive. So it's a small time save on Flixer here, but...
Yeah, I would say,
Flixer's
like,
still...
comparing those two subs, I think it would only be like half a second, if that, for manXmud, because, you know, it's slipping around a little bit on the front of the sub. It's not a huge time save anyway. It's like a max 1 second if you do, like, super good lag reduction, but Flixer here making it on the pull cycle. Going to be way ahead of manXmud, who has missed the pull glitch, unfortunately. I'm not going to probably be making this early cycle, especially not now. A little bit too sloppy on the movement.
Yeah, that could be 8 to 12 seconds of time loss. We'll see how he backs it up here as the elevators rise back up. Meanwhile, Flixer entering Fire Sea, and he does very commandingly in the lead now. It's exciting to see for sure. And I mean, as you mentioned, Saren, like the first big mistake, missing early cycle on Fire Sea, right? Or even like the Mips grab. And that's what could possibly decide the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hard to call it at this point, right? Because we're going into BLJs and Sky and even throws. Like, the end of this game is so brutal. And 16 star especially. Like, any category doing Sky and throws alone is difficult, but when you tack BLJs onto the end of that, it's like, alright, cool. And especially at this level, right? Because you can just keep tacking things on. You got, like, the half spin, 3/4 spin, Fire Sea toss, you got early cycle Fire Sea with pole glitch, you got, you know, front sub, fast Mips, like, it just keeps going and going. Like, 16 start at a high level is not easy at any stage of the game, but certainly not the end game.
Yeah, I mean, I always say 16 star doesn't start until you have 16 stars. I mean, Fire Sea into BLJs, into bits, into throws. It's rough, and certainly before that's very difficult, but we're going to see Flixer here entering almost the final gauntlet here. First try BLJs do not connect for him.
Okay, alright, second try, we are up the stairs. I think we've had Flixer have a little bit of issues with the BLJs in some races, so good to see that Flixer is up on the second attempt. manXmud having to go again as well. Not quite connecting here. Okay, does connect. A little bit of a wonky angle, but should be through, no problem. As Flixer enters the bits pipe. Clear lead at this point, probably 20 or so seconds ahead. Heading into Bowser's final layer here. We'll see if he's able to make it through without a scratch, as there's some pitfalls in this area. Obviously, triple jump wall kick, the big barrier to entry.
Yeah, we've certainly... Oh! Misses the speed kick there, and it's not quite going to equalize the race, but it's the seconds that manXmud really wants to minimize.
Yeah, definitely some capitalization potential for manXmud. Getting that speed kick over the gap does not mess it up, as Flixer gonna opt to go back for... Okay, I think maybe the intention there was to go for a side flip triple jump wall kick, which would have been insane, but Flixer falling down here, unable to connect. manXmud just gonna go for the poles at this point, I think is definitely a good call, as Flixer is just unable to make it down, but the Chuckya Kopitz coming into play, chucking Mario off the edge, and manXmud is dead. Oh my god, Kopitz coming back from retirement to take manXmud out in this best of 3 series. That was something you do not see every day. I cannot believe it.
Wow, Flixer lances moving right side, thankfully at this point, significantly ahead. He's gonna have to miss a lot of throws for manXmud to take this one, but wow, that was a truly unfortunate series of events for manXmud. Something I've never seen before. I mean, you see deaths on triple jump wall kick, but just that long Chuckya throw and all of that, horrible. Flixer hitting his first throw. Yeah, that's definitely a clip-a-rooney. That's got to go on the YouTube shorts, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Metasmunk in the chat, rubbing his palms together, thinking about the YouTube shorts potential. Our resident YouTube analyst and contributor, but yeah, Flixer gonna be popping off, if you could call it that, in Sky, and I cannot believe what just happened, honestly.
Well, I mean, we mentioned the first big mistake, and I figured, you know, an early cycle and fire seat, but little did we know.
It's me, Mario.
16:32 from Flixer, certainly a respectable race time.
The Chuckya did what? Hashtag shorts. Can't wait.
Perfect.
All right, so about a minute difference in the final times here on race number 1. Flixer coming away with the first race victory, but there are potentially 2 more to go here. We'll see how manXmud fares in game number 2. Get things resetty spaghetti here. manXmud is ready. If you have not figured it out yet, Flixer was unable to play at this time, so had to pre-record it earlier. That's why we are frozen in time currently. Although I guess Flixer could just be doing his best slip impression. I guess that's a fair call too.
Oh yeah, that's certainly a good one at that.
Restream or failing. Nobody sees anything.
Nothing at all.
All right, so we are set up here for game number 3. I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, Flixer, you know, obviously managing to clutch that one out thanks to a little bit of an assist, paying off the Chuckya, but I don't know. Flixer hasn't been playing a ton. I'm not sure if our friend manXmud has been playing a lot recently. My name has been disabled. Hey, I'm back. I never went anywhere.
It's been here with us the whole time. But yeah, I mean, taking a look back at that race, it's surprising because his downfall was not going for the triple jump wall kick after messing it up first, and I talked about it, I believe, Saturday during an Odyssey race, where knowing your backups and actually practicing them and making sure that you're comfortable with them is an extremely comfortable part of the race, or an extremely important part of racing and these tournaments, because if you don't know your backups and you're not comfortable with them, then you might as well just keep trying your normal strat over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair to say that manXmud knows how to do the pull strat. I didn't even quite see how he fell down to the Chuckya area, but I think it's pretty safe to say that that was an absolutely, like, random Mario moment. Like, I think that's probably the only time in the 1,000,000,005 Mario 64 race that I've watched where I've seen a Chucky decide a race, so... I mean, certainly getting there is part of it, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a bit of an oopsie-whoopsie. Can't really account for those.
Certainly. It was just a slight misalignment on the axis. As he wasn't able to grab the pole on his way up, but we're synced into game 2 now, moving on into the present.
Yeah, the amps being nice for both players here. I think that's Shake Cycle? I don't know, I didn't quite see how the beginnings went, but I believe both got Shake Cycle there.
Yeah, I agree.
Certainly we didn't see two of the best Mario players on the planet just grab a normal cycle in a race. Couldn't be true.
Certainly not.
Worth mentioning, Flixer has been jamming out. Got the over-the-ear headphones just bopping with some sort of tunes right now. I think that's definitely a positive thing to do if you're racing. Very, very hard to be stressed out. I think it was Speed yesterday. We were watching a Mario Odyssey race. Speed had an absolute catastrophic meltdown in the early game. And in the interview, he's like, yeah, I just put on some music. I just tried not to get mad. And it's like, yeah, good call.
Yeah,
Definitely
no, it's a valid strategy.
Strategy of auditory ASMR. If you don't have ear-licking ASMR on the entire race, you might lose. That's something I heard. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a strategy. It's the ancient technique, of course. Very few people whip it out, but during the most important times in races, it's something that a few runners choose to do.
Look, okay, we're trying to beef up the pace pals. Okay, we're trying to get the hype in the booth. You know, both runners with a sub 13 actually cracked. Can't believe it.
Both runners missed the texture setup there, so it was a little surprising to see both happen that, and that they're going back and forth tit for tat. You know, Flixer has a slight lead here, but the fact that they both missed that cannonless trick is going to be important here. We'll see if they can hit it the second time, and after the second time it becomes difficult because you have to back it up with that star itself. Climb back up there, and we're going to see Flixer perform that movement, and manXmud is going to do the same as well. This is kind of insane.
Yeah, it's nice they both, you know, got together beforehand and they were like, all right, let's do these exact mess-ups in this order and both do the same thing. But apparently not, as Flixer cringing a little bit at that second cannonless fail there. Gonna be opting to go for Owlus here.
His double jump is good, but, you know, that was really awkward to see, and at this point, Flixer feeling a little bit shaky. Completely moved away from the star at that point. We might even see a full setup from him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might as well just go get the Princess Secret slide, honestly. I don't know, I might take the major L here. As,
yeah.
You know, each consecutive cannonless miss is going to cause even more disaster, but Flixer does grab it this time.
As manXmud moves into Shifting Sandland here, we're gonna have to see if he can maintain that consistency that he had in race 1, specifically with the pillarless trick. The bomb grab is good, and Tommy Plus looks to be good as well. Having a little bit of trouble on this slope here. He still has enough speed to clip in, and there it goes. Absolutely devastating mistake from Flixer there. Now, of course, missing pillarless the first 2 times in terms of the bomb grab isn't going to lose you too much time. Really awkward backup there as well. Thumbs up coming out showing his emotions towards this star at the moment. So we'll see how his second attempt goes.
I think Flixer's movement and strats here are beautiful. I think this is exactly what we were trying to go for. I don't see any problems or errors. Just can't grab that bomb, unfortunately. That is the first error I've seen out of Flixer. I can't believe that happened. Absolutely unacceptable. Gonna have to back up the talents here. A little bit scary, but it'd be okay. See, the scary part is you don't have any inputs there, right? Oh, no. Okay, we're fine, barely. If we were sliding backwards down that hill, that would have been bad, but you're sliding forwards on your booty, you have quite a bit of control. Any other kind of slide, and you are pretty much toast.
Now, the interesting thing here, alright, so he re-enters the stage, and he's gonna be going for pillarless the 3rd time, and he's gonna fail. A little bit of an expletive screamed out by him, as seen on the face cam. So now he has to respawn this bomb, and this is where it becomes a big issue, because he can't just back it up with another star. He gets a bomb grab, and immediately drops it. Yeah, so this is where we might see a route divergence in some runners where they might just completely give up on pillarless and go for both Volcano Stars in LL, being Lava Boost and the Elevator, but we're not going to see that from him. Perhaps a bit of a lack of confidence with the Lava Boost Star.
I think it's more likely just Flixer wanting to get this plus. I mean, when you're at this level and you just can't get normal pillarless, that's got to be really frustrating. You just want to prove to yourself you're going to get it and then move on. Nice moves from manXmud there, getting a very nice lava boost and double pole skip. We're opting to go for that side flip bully star. A lot of players going for the ground pound strat nowadays, but especially in races, going for that side flip. Very safe, very consistent.
manXmud having a little bit of trouble on the initial setup there for that logless, but resets his positioning and he's on his way for the last star on the stage. I believe it's Reds for him, or Bully, my bad.
We'll see if we see the ground pound strat again. I think we will. And yeah, ground pound him off the right side. Not getting the long jump though, so not really saving any time over Flixer here. Have to back up to a triple jump. Or a double jump dive, that works too. Flixer not looking super happy right now, not looking in the zone. Has had some issues early on. Could possibly bring it back in this game still, but even if he doesn't, you know, it's a 1-0 lead for Flixer right now. So going to game 3, not the end of the world. Especially considering this is double elimination.
Yeah, the interesting thing to see there, if this goes to a game 3 and it's looking increasingly likely, is his mental state into that third race.
Oh my god! manXmud! Saved by the monkey bars. Not something you see very often there, but manXmud almost dying. It looked like we were setting up for a triple box jump, but opting to just grab emergency exit at that point. Back up to triple box jump. I think that's fair. Flixer is grabbing this last star in LLL. Can be moving on to HMC, but a little bit behind. Worth mentioning, though, we don't talk about this quite nearly enough, as it is kind of insane. We have a $1,500 prize pool for this particular bracket. So top 4 are going to be splitting $1,500 US. Kind of insane. Shout outs to Urban Arts, our friends over there, doing fantastic works for not only the speedrunning community, but also community as a whole, the gaming community. Lots of communities all across the United States hooking up students with educations in the tech and gaming industries, people who otherwise would not be able to make it to college. So super awesome. Flixer missing triple box jump though. Gonna have to back up to a triple jump here. Kind of, it's not super new, but not super common to see. Definitely faster than elevator backup.
Yeah, it's something that people like me do in 70 star, but certainly at this point you would see a triple box jump back up, like going for it a second time, but the angle of the camera and Mario's positioning can get off if you're doing it not from the initial setup, so it's definitely the safer option, especially if he's in this state where he's not feeling comfortable with these more mechanical tricks like Pillarless. We saw him fail that a lot, so perhaps he's just trying to play it safe or ride it out until race 3.
Yeah, but a punch grab Mips here from manXmud going for this Mips clip very fast on the first door. Can we get the glitchy double jump on the second door? Yes, we do. The wall kick is solid. Very quick Mips for manXmud. That is going to be hard to match, especially considering the deficit. Flixer are going to have to absolutely fly here through the last stages. But I mean, we saw manXmud literally get KO'd by the Chuckya in the last run. So, I mean, anything could happen in a race. Let's be clear. One sub again from our friend manXmud on the left side. Going to be lining up with those lights.
His turnaround is not good.
Yeah, a little bit late on the jump perhaps. Maybe just not quite the right angle here. Does make the left side backup work, but at a bit of a cost there. Not even being able to grab the star in the first ground pound. So a little bit of room to work with Flixer here. Not the end of the world for manXmud, certainly, but it is something, right? I mean, we were looking for something, and that was something, but not quite making the Mips work flawlessly. Flixer having some issues. manXmud, though, not doing well here in Fire Sea so far either. Taking a burn here at the beginning. Early cycle is off the table. Taking another burn. Could die here. Thankfully knows exactly where those platforms are. At least the safe area is going to be making it through this beginning section. I mean, the beginning section of Fire Sea never looked so perilous as it does right now, to be really honest. Unless I was watching maybe Hellraza do Fire Sea, then I get a little bit nervous, but manXmud looking a little bit shaky here. Get the normal cycle. Flixer opting for that rear sub yet again.
Yeah, this is a really tough thing to see from manXmud. I mean, we've seen him miss early cycle both times now. In different ways at this point. First time it was just due to a missed pole skip. So we'll see if Flixer can avoid matching that and perhaps gets the early cycle with the pole glitch like he did in race 1. And it's good.
Yeah, honestly...
Go
Honestly, early cycle miss, not the end of the world, in my opinion, in a race especially. Like, even in, like, PB attempts, if you have, like, a low 16, high 15, it's like, alright, it's lost, 6, 7 seconds. Not the hugest thing. That's just my opinion. I mean, if you're beating yourself up over missing pole glitch, like, you gotta find a different hobby. Like, that is a hard trick.
Yeah, certainly, it can feel a little...
Sorry, Flixer's flex was a little bit too much for me.
He's must regain some composure at this point, heading into the last few tricks of the race. But he is entertaining, good for the cool cat gang content, I will not lie. We are on the hunt for content. manXmud giving us some beautiful BLJs, and we'll see if he can kind of continue that going up. The infinite staircase.
Ooh. manXmud is taking no prisoners here. Both BLJs looking absolutely fantastic. Into sky. We've seen this before. Will manXmud be able to hold this lead though? That's the question. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going for Taz long jump. I couldn't understand what's going on with that angle, but luckily not throwing the race here.
Yeah. Alright.
Just going straight for the poles.
Yeah, he's lined up in the center at this point. We'll be able to grab that pole as opposed to being too far up, I believe it was, in race 1. But he'll be onto these elevators shortly and pretty commanding lead into throws.
Yeah, taking it absolutely easy here as he enters into the bits pipe. No stress at all as Flixer's having some struggles with the BLJs. Hard to match the ones coming out of manXmud, but Would have been nice to see as manXmud is into the pipe. Final throws pending a victory here in game number 2, tying things up. I want to see 3 quick ones. I want to see a game 3 that matters.
Yeah, for sure. And that's 2. Slight misposition on the diving grab for the 3rd throw, unfortunately, and it's gonna carry over. At this point, I'm gonna have to go for this 3rd throw now. He's still in a pretty decent position to land it, and he will. That's gonna be game 2 going in the favor of manXmud. We're gonna see a race 3. Very hype, very exciting. As Flixer is gonna enter his Bowser pipe shortly.
Okay, that is not that is not the time. Awkward.
New world record, beating the 1 key task. Impressive from manXmud, especially the way he warped time and space to make it appear as if it was a 16-star race. Certainly not something I've seen before, but I'm happy I could have been here to witness it.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that timers. We're just going to pretend none of that ever happened. But Flixer ending off with a 1747, manXmud with a 1659. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely ridiculous first 2 matches. Let's see if game 3 is as exciting. Both racers get set up here.
Yeah, the second race was not as tight and clean from either runner, but especially Flixer, of course, as race 1. So we'll see here in race 3 if that kind of can get rectified, and we're going to see another tight one like race 1. Hopefully they're both in their element now and ready to move the red man in a very fast and speedy manner. Or perhaps on the flip side of things, we're going to see a further downfall into Mario Madness.
I want to see Mario Madness. That's all I want to say. I'm always rooting for Mario Madness. I'm always rooting for the 15 runner to get an 18 or a 19 or even like a 20, God forbid.
Yeah.
Always down for chaos.
Oh, of course. I mean, failing pillarless with deaths in the quicksand, things like that. All those tricks where you're very liable to die if you mess it up. Because that's what makes these races, right? Like, it's the slightest misinput can cause a death, and 10, 15 upwards of that seconds of time loss just due to a 1 mistimed button press. I mean, Dark World, of course, first thing in the run, but very mechanically intensive. We haven't seen too many mishaps. Very small on the side of each runner, but
I don't know. I want to see the Chucky get involved again. I like that one. I mean, maybe the Goombas get a hand in there too. The Goombas are honestly stronger than the Chucky is most of the time, but I don't know. Maybe an amp off the edge of Dark World. We need to see something crazy.
yeah, for sure. We're looking to spend some of Bowser's money, giving these minions a raise for sure. I liked that Chucky a lot. I really did. That was honestly one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a race, even if it was a bad thing.
Alright, both racers here synced up into LBLJ. Can we see 2 quick, clean ones? Flixer having the trouble getting turned around in the little dark area, but manages to make it through the door. manXmud unfortunately visiting Toad. So Flixer first into the Dark World trapdoor to start things off here, and manXmud having continual problems.
Yeah, that's his second failed attempt now. It's gonna be rather significant for him. I mean, Flixer onto his second red at this point as manXmud finally gets up the stairs and into the door, but Flixer has to be feeling good at this point. Even if his LBLJ wasn't the fastest, he did that extra turnaround. It was pretty beautiful overall. I'm gonna see manXmud with a pretty significant time deficit here.
Yeah, you can't be struggling too much in your mentality if you just mess up a your first long jump in the pillar. I mean, I've seen several PB videos before where, you know, you take 3, 4, 5 jumps in the pillar. It's not something you even reset on PBs very often, unless you're absolutely malding or you're trying to go for a 14. But Flixer busting out the non-ironic thumbs up there, so good to see. No sarcasm in the hand gestures. I guess probably not too ironic, but...
Yeah, certainly the finger that we want to see from Flixer in that face cam there.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't going to talk about it before. I tried not to draw too much attention to that.
The thumb is definitely what we like to see. manXmud won the second match due to this.
Oh yeah, I guess the score probably good to update. Look, I'm eating a banana, okay? I'm still eating my breakfast.
Yeah, the task overlap coming in hot from our restreamer slash Cool Cat Gang leader slash commentator here. You love to see it. I mean, he's a man of many talents, and eating just happens to be one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's hard work. I mean, somebody's got to eat these bananas. Which, I've asked this before on the stream, but do we open our bananas from the handle side or like the stubby side? Which one? I think it's a very important distinction.
That is an important distinction for sure. I mean, once I saw someone do the stubby side, I think I was converted. I am a stubby side now.
Handle side. Ew. Handle side is infinitely harder to open. It's like intuitive, right? You'd want to grab the handle to open it, but it's not the right play.
Yeah, the split at the top can become unoptimal. It's rough. It's very cut and dry with the stubby side. About a 24-second lead into Womp's Fortress. We'll get another better number out here once Flixer gets his last star, but...
Yeah, I'm really confused right now because I thought we were like scheduled for a Womp's meltdown, but both players just kind of cruising through, no problems. I'm a little bit disappointed. Hopefully we see manXmud maybe die on Owlus. That would be cool. I mean,
yeah.
I hope we see manXmud. Yeah, perfect, excellent.
Oh, beautiful.
So
great
glad.
Execution. Oh, I was expecting Flixer to kind of roll out off the edge of that fence there. I have seen it before in a race. It can get unfortunate, but not doing that either. I think someone gave these runners the wrong script, actually. If anyone in chat has information on this scandal, please contact us.
My favorite one is when a runner messes cannonless and then they just go into autopilot mode like they're doing PB attempts and they jump off the side like they're going to reset and then they're like, oh, that's not acceptable. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Get a knife and slit the banana? What?
Whoa.
That's actually not allowed.
Yeah, very unorthodox method from Tango here.
We weren't
Flixer beautiful pillarless on the meantime.
If we weren't extremely desperate for chatters, I would definitely have to ban Tango in the chat, but I guess we'll let it slide because we are desperate here for not only chatters but also followers. We had an insane follow train yesterday, bringing us up to 1.7k, so thank you to everybody for the support. If you're enjoying the races, we got more coming your way, so do drop that follow. Lots of speedrunning content coming up as Flixer cruising through SSL right now, just feeling in the zone. Back to jamming. I think the jamming was what was missing last race. We didn't see any Flixer jams in the webcam, and, you know, the gameplay took a hit.
Yeah, there's certainly a correlation there. I mean, we can see it, the chat can see it, of course. It's a big issue at this point, but we're seeing some Flixer jam, and he's in the lead, so there's something to be said.
Yeah, not a conspiracy at all.
Alright, beautiful SSL from Flixer, and manXmud still behind from that LBLJ deficit. It's a tight race. I mean, something like that can cost you the race even in the first 2 minutes, right? Especially at this level. If both runners play at their prime, then...
Yeah, this is manXmud we're talking about. manXmud is never behind. manXmud has only been temporarily stopped, cannot be actually removed from play. So, manXmud gonna be getting back into this one. I'm reading the script. manXmud's making a comeback. Gonna happen.
Yeah, and perhaps he's got some deeper pockets than Flixer in terms of paying off some of Bowser's minions. I mean, we saw the Chuckya in Race 1, but I think Race 3, manXmud's looking to pull out some extra wads of cash from his Mario pockets.
Yeah, could be the strat. I mean, going for 8 red coins first here. Flixer does not go for 8 red coins first, so getting a few more coins in the bank earlier on. Just maybe trying to buy out Bowser first before the bidding actually ends, which is an interesting strategy as Flixer goes into the volcano here. Probably going to go for the elevator tour while manXmud grabbing that lava boost star yet again. Absolutely crushing it.
Logless coming in from manXmud, and it's good. As Flixer picks up his 8 red coins as the final star here in Lethal Lava Land.
Yeah, but only with a 1-star lead here, right? And I mean, Bully Star's a little bit of a long star. You know, it's not the fastest star in the category whatsoever, but it's just 1 star. You know, you fall down in the sky, that's the lead lost. You miss like even like 1 Bowser throw, it's like not even that far apart anymore. So Flixer definitely gonna have to keep his nose to the grindstone, so to speak. Gonna have to keep Mario moving quickly, because if he even lets up for a second, manXmud is going to be right back up there in his face. And definitely wants to move on from this one with the win. I mean, nobody wants to come into the winners bracket playoffs and get knocked immediately down to losers. But we'll see what happens. I mean, both players, very, very competent Mario individuals. Flixer avoiding the punch here.
That he is, and especially in the context of the bracket. I mean, if you lose this, you're thinking about how you have to go against Slippery Nip, and of course, Slippery Nip, one of the very few people, 6 at this point, who have a 14-minute time. He's a very skilled player, 3rd place in the category at the moment, so it's certainly daunting to have to go up against him in the losers bracket of this tournament.
I mean,
take the L on this one.
Yeah, who's worried about playing Flip? Come on, that dude's not like consistent or anything, right? I've never seen him have a good run. Not worried.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we will be wrapping up the winners bracket first round here shortly, probably on Wednesday or so. Had a couple of pre-records that had to happen. Haven't quite happened yet, so we'll get those broadcasted on Wednesday or so and move on to the next rounds by the weekend. We have the winners bracket round 2 and losers bracket round 1 going then. It's always kind of weird when you have a losers bracket, because losers bracket's always like kind of a week behind, so you kind of have to lag the winners bracket at some point. But
yeah,
we'll see what we can make happen.
Flixer, on the other hand, not lagging behind at all, and manXmud gonna be missing MIPS for the 2nd time during this match. Seeing the mistake made a 2nd time, it's something rough. You don't want to see it, and you don't want to do it, in the case of manXmud from his perspective. And especially the thing with that MIPS backup is the camera can get really awkward. I mean, that's a lot of things in this game, right? If you have to back something up, the camera just becomes a real pain if you're not extremely comfortable with whatever trick or backup you're trying to pull off. So Flixer, again, going for the rear sub, not diverging from what we've seen so far this match. And he doesn't need front sub, right? It saves very little time, and he doesn't need to save any time at all here. Really, he's significantly in the lead. But that can all go away in an instant, though he's been consistent with the pole glitch in Fire Sea so far.
Yeah, and something you, it's really easy to miss if you don't have the audio, but Flixer, or excuse me, manXmud getting, you know, on that first MIPS door, you can punch the door and grab MIPS at the same time, pushing yourself through the door with MIPS, which is what happened there for manXmud. It's relatively rare. You know, you can kind of set up for it, but it's not super consistent, so cool to see manXmud grabbing that in a race. Not a huge deal, but, you know, certainly a little bit of a time save. As Flixer's going for ultimate cycle here, looking hot so far in Fire Sea, as has been the case for the last 2 races. So Flixer absolutely dominating in Fire Sea today. Impossible to really beat that at that point.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just played your best, and there's nothing that manXmud can really do except potentially match it. But I don't think we're going fast enough to quite get ultimate here. Getting the long jump though. Long jump slightly faster than the triple jump dive. No reverse or side cam though, so eating a little bit of lag here on the ending. But at the end of the day, you know, only losing a couple seconds to Flixer here at the most, so at least keeping pace, not missing the early cycle. Flixer though already through the fight as manXmud is entering it on up to BLJ's, which manXmud has been showing he's a little bit more consistent at, so we'll see if that's the case this time around.
Yeah, it can certainly be an equalizer here in this race, but yeah, that ultimate Fire Sea from Flixer, absolutely stunning. Yeah, you love to see it, and to me, that shows that he's in the zone. He's playing the game. It's a very hard strat and cycle to hit, so he should be ready to close this one out with lots of speedy Mario movement. But BLJs, you know, they have a mind of their own, perhaps grabbing your controller right out of your hands at some times. Flixer has a firm grip on his, though, as he moves up into the infinite staircase, the easier, or at least the less time costing of the two.
Yeah, firmly grasping it for sure. As we enter into the endless staircase, which, as you said, probably going to be a little bit easier, although not quite catching. We can infinitely retry these as we keep getting teleported down the stairs. Oh no! Flixer not quite making it up. I feel like we see this before with Flixer, where he'll get stopped on the stairs and just give up, which is very confusing. I'm not sure why that is. I thought we had Devious DD on the mentor side trying to fix that problem, but we got Zeus in the chat calling a Bowser in the Sky choke. I don't know why you would pull this on Flixer. I don't know if you've seen what's happened to Bowser in the Sky so far in this matchup, but let's hope not, as we see Flixer cruising through the stage right now. manXmud in tow, not too far behind. Triple jump wall kick. Moving right side. Uh-oh, taking a bonk off the side and falling all the way down. The curse of the chat was true and real. Flixer not happy with that one.
I mean, manXmud taking a bit of a slide here, but he's still on his way towards the triple jump wall kick. And I mean, we've seen some failures from him as well. He's going for it at this point, and his right side is good, and he is onto these elevators, on his way to throwing Bowser into the 3 bombs of death. And extremely solid lead for him right at the end there, despite lagging behind for the entire race from that LBLJ mistake. So that's 16 star, right? I mean, Flixer, I mean, I suppose it's every category, losing to triple jump right side as opposed to, I guess, 120 star. But yeah, that's incredibly devastating on the side of Flixer. One throw for manXmud.
One missed throw, though, from manXmud. Could get a little bit messy here. I'm not expecting to see any more missed throws, but if we see even one more, it could get a little bit dicey here for manXmud. It does throw it down the center. manXmud going to be clutching out this one with a lucky fall from Flixer, his opponent, netting him the win. But honestly, you gotta have to say it's a little bit deserved there, right? Like, losing the first game literally to a Chuckya. It's hard to say that manXmud doesn't deserve this one, coming out with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, that's got to be really tough. A tough pill to swallow, a bit large, and a ridge around the center even.
Ugh. I don't want that one. No.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that one.
Extremely close race, though. The closest of the series. 11 seconds of difference. And it all came down to bits. I mean, the triple jump wall kick. That's how Mario is, really.
That is how Mario do. All right, well, that is it for us today. I don't think we will get any interviews, as manXmud is a man of few words. And Flixer, I believe, is working, as Flixer is a normie nowadays, has a real person job, which is fantastic, but not conducive to Mario interviews, unfortunately.
Yeah, we do have to support him, though, in these endeavors, so congrats to him.
I mean, jobs make slightly more money than Mario, I gotta say.
Well, GG's indeed for Flixer and manXmud. There's the bracket in chat. Thank you, Corrupted.
Yep.
Make sure to drop these racers a follow, of course. Incredible players.
Yeah, very important part of the races is to go support the racers, because without them, we could not make this content happen. So go support them. Even if you don't want to, I don't care. Go follow them right now. It is required. It is mandatory. It is not an option.
It's free, and you can always unfollow later, but don't unfollow later.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, unless they turn out to be like absolutely evil or something. I don't know. Question mark. But anyways, that's it for us today. We had a little bit more on the roster, but pre-records didn't quite get situated in time for a couple of races. So we'll be back on Wednesday for some more 16-star action, which is, I mean, it's kind of a give and take, right? We get less more action today, but there's not sort of that dry spell in the next few days, so that's nice. So manXmud going to be moving on to play, who is it? Benji in the next round, and then Slippery Nip going against Flixer in the losers bracket round 1. Which will be happening this weekend, so stay tuned for those as well. Follow the channel, follow the Discord, or whatever, Twitter, I don't know. What's the word? Join the Discord.